Hey, hey, hey! So we are going live today to paint not one, not two, but three of these gingerbread men. I'm going to tell you a fun story about him because he's been in my stash for about 2 years. Okay, we've painted him once over with my paint studio as an attachment, but I've had him cut out as a door hanger for 2 years. So we're finally gonna knock this joker out. Um, we are going to paint him and get him all fancied up for the holidays. And I cannot wait. Y'all hop on. Tell me that you're here. It is a fabulous, fabulous day here. And I am so excited to paint. First thing we're going to do is we're actually going to put our template together. Okay. I don't know if you've ever put a template together or if they intimidate you, but today is going to be the day that they no longer do that. Right. Right. Okay. So when you get a template, this is what they come as. Okay. They come as multiple sheets of paper and it's like a puzzle. Okay. So what you need to do is this right here. This is just a preview. Okay. It's just preview. One thing that's very important on your preview is the orientation of your paper. This is how you print. So if you have to set your printer in manually each time that you print a template, you need to make sure you peek at this before you ever press print to save you on wasting paper. Sometimes they're landscape, sometimes they're portrait. But this right here, okay, let me zoom in and show you. That right there, it says landscape. So it's going to be printed in landscape mode. Sometimes that's going to say portrait. So, okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and knock this out. So the way that my templates, everybody's templates are a little bit different. Some people put them side by side, and that's perfectly fine. You're going to get about a quarter of an inch more wider of a design. That way it's not really going to skew anything. It's still gonna match up. Just however you put your templates together, you need to be consistent, okay? I like to overlap mine just a hair to where the ink matches up. Some people will cut them. I don't waste the time in cutting them. I had wet paint on my hand, so now there's paint gonna live in this template forever. I'm okay with that. This is for my use and my use only. So all I do is I just overlap them ever so slightly and I tape them together. Okay. Good morning. I never catch you live. Hey, Stacy. Well, I'm here today and you're here today and we're going to have so much fun. I'm in my PJs. We're painting this fun guy. Y'all don't, I know he looks yellow. He's really brown. My printer's almost out of ink. So we've got that. Okay. So I put all the rows together first. And then I go and I attach my row. So to save time, I've already put the other pieces together. So this one came with 6 pieces to my template. So if you've ever sewn before, this is like putting together a printable, a printed sewing pattern. Okay. It's not tough. Okay. It just, once you put 1 or 2 together, you could do this in your sleep. So all you do is I like to match the seams up just like sewing. Again, I like to overlap them about 1/8 of an inch. You don't have to. I do. And I go ahead and again, there's paint all over my hands because I've been painting all morning. And I like to tape where they intersect first. And then I go out to the side and I tape. And I don't go all the way to the free edge of the paper, okay? I don't go all the way out here, okay? It's a waste of tape. I go just about 1 inch or less. I go past the black line, okay? And now, what you do with your template after that, and don't worry, we're not just putting templates together today, y'all. We are going to be painting. We are going to be painting this fun little guy. Look at him. He's all textured up. He is ready to go. We need to get him decorated because my front door is going to be gingerbread themed. But y'all, it's been a struggle. Like I don't know exactly how I want to go about this, but I do. Like I don't know how to explain it. So I don't want to go Candyland, okay? There's the candy. I adore the Candyland theme. I love the colors of Candyland. But who knows my favorite candy? Okay, put it in the comments if you know my favorite candy. If you've been painting with me for a while, my favorite candy should be an easy guess. And I promise this all goes together, okay? So put it in the comments if you think you know my favorite candy. If you've been to a conference or a paint retreat with me, then you've been gifted my favorite. I've always bring. I think this last conference that I went to is the first one that I didn't bring them with me. So all you do is you just cut, just like in kindergarten. You just take your scissors. I don't worry about it being perfect. I used to kill my hand trying to make this perfect. And now I just get it good enough. Good enough. Sheila got it right. It's peppermints. Peppermints are my favorite candy. Y'all, I'm an old lady at heart, okay? I've loved peppermints since the day I was born. My mama, growing up, used to have a glass container the size of my head, okay? Full. It was always full of peppermints. And I don't know how it ever stayed full because I promise you, we did a number on that container every weekend. Every single weekend, it was a free for all on that container. She didn't care how many we got out of there because they were peppermints. And back in the day, peppermints were healthy candies. They weren't chocolate, right? So that's my dilemma. Like I love gingerbread men, but I love peppermints too, and I love candy canes. And in my brain, other than Jesus and Santa Claus, and yes, I love both. I adore Santa Claus, but Jesus is the reason for the season. And Santa Claus has a special place in my heart too when it comes to Christmas because my grandfather played Santa Claus for so many years and he would visit all the elementary schools and he would visit all the children's homes and all the children's hospitals and it was just a thing. And I truly believed my grandfather was Santa until I was about in 6th grade. It was embarrassing. It was amazing and embarrassing at the same time. So, like, I love Santa. I love Jesus. I love Gingerbread Man. I love peppermints. And in my brain, I can't just pick one. So, with that being said, we're doing a mixture of all of it. So, all the Candyland colors need to play well with all the red that I want to incorporate when it comes to the peppermints, too. And red just isn't part of the Candyland color scheme. And so I am doing, in my brain, y'all follow me here, okay? In my brain, I'm doing a rustic Candyland, okay? Does it make sense? It's a rustic Candyland. I went shopping this weekend to see if I could even like put something together in a cart to give myself inspiration so that I could go about making a door, like a door decoration collaboration, whatever. And I was able to do it. I figured it out. I found one piece at one store that I was like, that right there. That's exactly what I want it to look like. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Michelle. I used to give my daughter peppermint water when she had an episode. And peppermint in my mind, peppermint heals everything tummy wise. Everything tummy wise. Like it's like ginger. Like some people give you ginger to heal to kind of settle your tummy. I believe peppermint is just as powerful as ginger, but it's a little bit more palatable. All right, so is my template perfectly sized to my blank? No, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm not too worried about it. Now, if I wanted this to be perfectly sized, I would have used this template to cut my blank. I cut this on the laser 2 years ago, okay? And yes, you can get blanks. Okay, if you're wondering if you can get blanks, put the word Gingerbread Man in the comments, and after I'm live, I'll come back and I'll give you the link to where you can get your very own Gingerbread Man cutout. We get them at Home Creations, Milling and Signage. They carry all my blanks. Good morning. How are you doing? Let's see. I'm catching up on a couple of comments. Hey, 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 Carlene and Christy. All right, so we're gonna do this old school, okay? I know that I usually pop on with etched blanks. That's the word. I haven't had my coffee. My coffee is on the counter over there, and once I get to a place where dry time is involved, I'm gonna boot, scoot, and boogie way over there. Okay, that's small. That's small. That'll work. Okay, so I cut my carbon paper up in different size pieces. I don't like one massive sheet of carbon paper unless I'm tracing an entire template. Okay, I'm just tracing pieces. So I'm going to take my template. I'm going to match his head up as best as I can. And I think I'm going to match it up on the top of his head, not the crook of his neck. There's different ways that you can, it's just be consistent, okay? So I'm going to place my parchment paper, shiny side up, dull side down. Make sure it covers everything I need it to cover. I'm going to take a pencil. Isn't he cute, Michelle? He's super cute. He makes me happy. Now, I think I'm going to underdraw, which means just not draw it as big. I just kind of want to know where my eyeball sits, because instead of painting a circle by hand, I'm going to work smarter, not harder. And I'm going to use polka dot daubers. Now, you don't have polka dot daubers. That is perfectly okay. Nobody is judging you. Nobody is judging you. I'm going to show you the easy way to do this, okay? Now, I usually, whenever I draw or cut templates, I like matte tape. I only had glossy this time because my daughter, Raylan, if you've met my daughter, whether through Facebook Live or in person, she is a creative little bumblebee, and she takes what she wants. She takes what she wants. So nothing is safe in the craft room, okay? So I'm just going to cap this right here. Okay, I'm gonna, because I do want these nice, cute little, but I'm only going to go down the center of the icing drops, okay? I'm capping them because I kind of want to make sure I get that nice, pretty cap, that curved edge there. But I'm doing this super simple. This guy is simple. Do not be intimidated by him. He is, if you've never painted a door hanger or your own home decor, or what we're doing today is our Christmas decor, it is not as hard as we make it out in our head. So he is a super simple way to start. So like I said, if you put the word Gingerbread Man down in the comments, I'd be more than happy to come back after the live and link to where you can get your own wooden blank. Mine is 22 inches. And where I partnered to provide my blanks, Home Creations Milling and Signage, they provide any design that I offer. They provide them in inches 4 to 24. And I need to put in a call to Miss Tina, because there were some things that we talked about over the summer, and I've been excited about them. I want to know the updates, because as soon as she gives me an update, I can't wait to update y'all. There are some exciting new things coming to Home Creations. I need to chit chat with her. Okay, so we've traced everything but it's gumdrop buttons. If you've ever seen Shrek, you get that reference. Not my gumdrop buttons. I would melt a peppermint candy in some water and put them in her. Oh, you mean like when she was a baby? So for a baby with an upset tummy, we did what gripe water, which is, I don't remember what's in gripe water, but with both my babies, they both had upset tummies, and that's just what I always used. But man, if I knew peppermint that young, I mean, it's organic. I don't see, but honey's organic too, and I don't know. As a first time mama, I was a very hesitant mama, but with Raylan, we held true to the second baby is not the same as the first baby. You're a little rougher and tougher with that second baby. All right, so I just, like I said, I under drew his gumdrop buttons, okay? I want to use polka dot daubers, and I can't remember how big of a polka dot dauber I have, so I'm just going to underdraw them. So I have 3 of these, so we're going to do this real quick, okay? Real quick. If y'all are okay with painting all 3 with me today, are we okay with painting all 3 today? I can do just one. If you just want to hang out for one, these won't take long. But I totally get not wanting to see the same thing 3 times. We're going to do them in what I call buffet style or batch creating. We're going to do them in a buffet. Oh, Gail says that she's down for wanting to paint all 3. So my goal is to make at least one a girl, okay? I'm going to show you how you can make them look like a boy or a girl. Or you can just leave them plain. You don't have to. What did I do? Y'all, I just traced those buttons and want not one slap piece of paper under there for his button to be traced. All right, so there we go. I should have scooted him down just a wee bit. Just a wee bit. All right. But this is how I'm going to decorate my front door. I'm not exactly, I know 2 of them will be on my door. And you'll be surprised at how I hang them because they're not going to be door hangers. In fact, I'll show you in a minute what my door hanger is going to be. If you're wondering where this template came from, this is not in my shop. Now you can order the blank, but this template is a paint studio template. This was from last year, and we painted this as an attachment, like a porch cleaner attachment. And I loved him so much that I knew, like 2 years ago, a year before we painted this in the studio, 2 years ago, I wanted to paint this guy. So I was like, oh, but I just never got, I base coated him. And I told myself the lie that we all tell ourselves. I told myself the same lie. Well, if I get it base coated, that'll encourage me to paint it. Girl. No. He's been sitting in the same work pile as everything else that's base coated too. So we're just gonna knock him out today because I want him on I want to decorate with him. I've been too excited about him. I look at him all the time. Now you notice I'm not being too. If anybody's standing at your door while they're ringing it and waiting for you to come answer the door and they're just judging how closely these things are produced, then they're not really your friend. And we don't let them in our house. These are handmade. They do not need to be perfect. They just need to make you happy. That's all it is. If you enjoyed making them and you enjoyed looking at them, that's all that matters. Let's see. Oh, Carlene says, let's hang out. Let's hang out even longer. I'm cool with that. Hey, look, it's just going to encourage me to finish them. I can paint one and be done and just say, whatever, one gingerbread man's good enough. No, he's not. I need 3. I need 3. I need my vision to come to life. This is a 2-year-old vision. I think. Nope, I haven't done his hands yet. Okay, let's do his hands. Now, do you see how fast I traced him? You see how fast I traced him? He was not hard at all. Hey, Miss Pam. In fact, Miss Pam, who just hopped on, she gifted me. Hold on. Let me trace. She gifted me some wooden spoons to decorate my kitchen. and one of them is a gingerbread man. And so he's just going to fit perfectly, perfectly in the mix here. Okay, so we're done with the with parchment paper. We're done with the carbon paper. And now we're going to get into painting the fun stuff. So we're going to start with all the buttercream. Okay, so there's a buttercream, right? His face, his frosting, it's all buttercream. And then his gumdrop buttons are the thing that make him colorful, right? So let's find our buttercream, light buttercream to be exact. Let me see if I can find it. I didn't pull it out because I thought it'd be readily available, and it's not. Put that right there. Move this hair dryer out the way because we don't use it anymore. We like our heat tool. Let's see. Light buttercream, where'd you go? There you are. All right. So, buffet style. Let's talk buffet style, also known as batch creating. So we're going to do this buffet style. We're just going to throw some light buttercream, okay? And if you want to know all the colors that we use today, but don't want to have to sit and take notes, or if you're going to have to get pulled away because you got grandkids at home, or the baby's crying, or you've got laundry and you need to go switch things over in the laundry, girl, go do that. Just put the word Gingerbread Man down in the comments, and I'll come back after the live and I'll put where you can get the blank. This template is specifically a Paint Studio template, so you can't get the template in my shop, but you can as a Paint Studio member. But the color combinations, though, I don't mind giving those out. And if you put the word Gingerbread Man down in the comments, I'd be more than happy to list those for you. For anybody who puts the word Gingerbread Man. So I've got a 1/4 inch flat, and I'm just going, I'm going over that single line with my 1/4 inch flat. I'm just making sure my little brush is staying in the center of that 1/4 inch line. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Now, if you're not comfortable doing that, you can totally trace both sides of the line. I just wanted to save myself some time. So gingerbread or gingerbread man, it doesn't matter. Gingerbread or gingerbread man, I'll answer to both. That is your magic word to get all the information of what we use today, whether it be information on where can I find the wooden blank. And remember, when you go to order your wooden blank, you can get these in any size from 4 inch to 24 inch. I'm painting a 22 inch. So this is what I consider my door hanger size. Okay, I like a good 20 to 22 inch door hanger. But you can get it from 4 inch to 24 inch. Let me put this right here. All right, I don't need tape anymore. Oh, well, it fell on the floor. So I'm just going. It's like I'm driving a little Matchbox car down the center of that line. I'm just making sure I'm rounding the edge. So there's my face and my arms. Now I need to do his legs. Remember, I'm using polka dot daubers for eyes and gumdrops. Eyes and gumdrops are getting polka dot daubers. All right, I'm concentrating on his frosting. I'll come back. If you have any questions, just ask him in the comments. I'll come back in just a minute. I'll scroll through comments while he's drying. and answer any kind of comments that you have. Any questions, comments? I mean, how cute. He's going to look like a real frosted cookie. Okay. While this dries, in just a second, I'm going to go grab my coffee because homegirl has not had her coffee this morning yet. And that's a dangerous place for all of us to be, is in a world with Erica not having her coffee. I hit the ground running this morning. I've been up painting. I've made pretzels for my family. What else have I done? I mean, the pretzels took a good bit. All right, while that dries, give it a second. Let me go through some comments. I got my daughter into painting. Oh, Sherry, that's so exciting. And she has been buying a lot of templates from you. She sends them to me to print and cut the wood. She gets the fun part of painting. That makes me so happy. Painting is such a, like, it's honestly, it's joyful. It's exciting to see something come to life, especially knowing that you did it. It's just so much fun to see something go from, let's be real, to go from blank wood to like seeing it actually come off of the wood and be like in real life and know that you did that. So if you're wondering how I did the background, you're going to continue to wonder. I'm sorry, but that right there, that is a paint studio secret. I've shared it with How's that? Is sound back? Do we have sound back? Do we have any sound? Yes. Thank you, Gail. Perfect. Okay, sorry. My mom called. So in the replay, you'll probably hear my mom. She's just wondering what I'm doing today. She's probably wanting to go out and do something. She's getting strong enough to go out on adventures, and she's been doing a few adventures here and there. And I'm probably sure my sister is working today. So let me see. So I told her I'd just call her back. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to use one polka dot dauber for the eyes. So I need 4 polka dot daubers. Okay. So 4 polka dot daubers. All this buttercream is going to need a second coat. I'm only going to do 1 coat with y'all. Okay. I might do 2 coats on one of them, but I'm only going to do 1 coat on this one. Okay. So I think, let me see if this covers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If I can find 2 more this size, then we will do that. But if I can't find 2 more that size, let's see what size this is. All right. Well, that can be my eye. I need 1 more that size. I need 1 more that size. I just have all my polka dot daubers in this big old container. And there's a million of them in here. No. I'm going to give it like 2 more seconds of me trying to find one. And then I'm going to move on. So hold on. There's 1 more place I can check. And that's by the sink where I wash everything. Nope, I was a good girl. I put everything up. Okay, so here we go. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to use one of these for the eyes. And this is double-sided. So I can use one side of this and another side and a third side. They should be the same. They should be the same. Yes. All right. So let's go for it. Okay. So we said we were going to use one of these for the eyes. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my polka dot dauber in my buttercream, my light buttercream, right? And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Just kind of prime that, get it ready. And I'm going to give it about a quarter of a turn and a quarter of a turn. And there's his eyes. Super simple. Super simple. And so we have green, yellow. I think I'm going to change this red to a pink. So originally this is green, yellow, and red in the template for a paint studio. I think I'm going to change it to poodle skirt pink. So let me get my yellow, which is going to be banana cream. You could also use Sunny Day. You can use, let's see, for my green, I'm going to use sour apple. Okay. And remember, you do not have to keep up with all these paint colors. You put the word, what is our word? Gingerbread or Gingerbread Man down in the comments. And I'll come back after the live is over. And I will list all the colors that we used to paint our Gingerbread Man. Where's my poodle skirt pink? I have a million poodle skirt pinks. It's hiding. Nope, it's not hiding because I love it so much. I use it all the time. It's on my paint table. All right, so let's see. Let me catch up on comment. Would you do templates in an 18 size and not just the 22 size? I would have to. Okay, so Sheila, I can teach you how over in the paint studio because you are part of the paint studio. I can teach you how to kind of eyeball an 18-inch by resizing it. I have designed, I'm pretty sure, I don't remember. I had a count. I had a count at one point and I lost track of the count. I've designed over 500 designs. And so if I were to start doing that now, I'd have to go back and do it for all the designs. And it would be almost impossible for me to do that, to be consistent. And so I can teach you how. I know you rely on your printer because you've mentioned before I can't get my printer to resize, or your printer doesn't have the option to resize, and some printers do. Mine doesn't either, and that's why I have to do it this way. But I don't mind teaching you. You know, boo, I'll help you out. In fact, we should have done that. I had you right there at the conference. We should have done that. If next time we're at a conference, if we haven't done it yet, which I'm going to put it down, I'm going to go write it down after we get done painting here. We're going to do that in the paint studio. I'll teach you how to resize templates, okay? And I'll teach you how to eyeball an 18-inch, especially with my designs, because I design mine specifically to be easily resized because it's a trick I do when I design. I hate the word anal. I'm very anal, very type A about the way I design. I like to have very clean lines. I like to have in my JPEG. I like to have. I'm just very persnickety. Okay, I've watched people comment in template groups, for like troubleshooting groups, like community groups, where they're like, they bought a design and it's not clean, or there's this and that and this, and so I take note of all that, and it's become in my brain when I design something, all I hear are those comments, and I'm just like, oh, wait, let me make sure this isn't that way because I don't want anybody being frustrated with X, Y, and Z. So I don't mind going back and doing that for you. Okay, so let's see, let me catch up on a couple of comments. Can you do a garden flag? Yes, absolutely. Well, no, I saw that comment in the studio yesterday, and I meant to comment on it, and mentally I did. And so when I mentally do it, I forget that I hadn't physically commented. But yes, we can do a garden flag. Absolutely. Okay, so this guy needs to dry. Okay, so he's pretty much all painted. He needs second coats, but he's all ready to go. Okay, let's move on to the second one. Okay, we're going to pick up our buttercream, light buttercream. Hold on. For his face, I need to turn him sideways. Let me get you a little closer. I hope this is helping. Remember, if you're wondering where you can get the blank or the color list that we're using today, feel free to put the word gingerbread or gingerbread man down in the comments, and I'll come back later after I'm live and I will answer. I'll put a link buffet, a link to anything that we talk about. Like I said, the template is not in my shop because it is a paint studio design. And I have not released any of the paint studio designs to the public as far as like being able to buy the printable templates. They stay in the paint studio. I technically can release some of them because I gave myself a year. I was like, they'll live a year in the paint studio and then I'll release them. But I just haven't. I haven't done it yet. So they're not in the shop yet. But you can buy the blank over at Home Creations Milling and Signage. But if you put the word gingerbread man or gingerbread, I'll come back and give you the direct link. And all you do is you just pick whether you want it etched. I did not have mine etched. Mine is just, mine was just the base shape of my gingerbread. Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Oh, that makes me want to go read that book, Traylon. I wonder if it's an AR book. My baby is struggling in AR. It's a reading program that they're supposed to get like points in, and she struggles because she's struggling in reading. Let's see. Let me catch up on a. So if you have any questions, y'all put them down in the comments. I'll come back and I may not answer them right away because I'm real big on concentrating when I'm painting. But I'll come back whenever I get a second and I will answer comments. If you notice, I haven't been real up to making these absolutely perfect. I'm just having fun. Real loose brush strokes, nothing too crazy and type A about it, except for this right here. This is driving me crazy. There we go. Now remember, all the buttercream needs second coats for sure, okay? All the light buttercream. I still struggle with reading. Chrissy, me too. Me too. Girl, me, same. I love reading though. I have gotten to the point that I'm so frustrating with my reading comprehension when I read a book. Again, just using my polka dot daubers. And I give it the trick to a polka dot dauber is not going straight down, straight up. You go straight down, give it about a quarter-hour turn. So from noon to 3, okay? From noon to 3. And pick it up. And it gives you a perfect circle every time. All right, let's do our yellow, green, and pink polka dot for his gumdrop buttons. Remember, the word gingerbread or gingerbread man down in the comments will get you the color list along with information on where to find the blank. I'll probably drop information on the paint studio as well, just because we have talked about it. And you can't get, I already did the gumdrop button without you seeing. You can't get this design right now without being a member. Like I said, this was a design that we did last year in the paint studio. And we just love Gingerbread Man. In fact, we did another series of Gingerbread Men. Where is he? Where'd he go? Did I leave him by the door? I'll have to go back and get him. my door hanger that I'm going to have this year, because these are not my door hangers. These are extra decorations for my front door that I've had sitting around my craft room for 2 years. 2 years, y'all. It's been driving me crazy. He's just been staring at me faceless and just mopey. Ta-da. Again, gonna need second coat, so we're gonna set this one off to dry. Hopefully he'll be balanced enough he won't fall. Just stay right there, dude. And now we're on to the third one, okay? Again, rinse and repeat. Same steps, same colors. I found out I'm just you're dyslexic. Okay, so my son's dyslexic. We think Braylon is too. And the only reason why we assume she is because she's struggling just like he did with the same problems. And I'm pretty sure I have, because I struggled with some of the similar problems. Some of them just, young reader issues, but some of them are true dyslexic issues. And we're pretty sure she's gonna be in the same boat as her brother and probably diagnosed dyslexic as well, which is not the end of the world. No, not even a bad thing. It's just a brain processing thing. Like, it's just how your brain processes information. So my son doesn't have any issue with being dyslexic as far as like emotionally. He gets frustrated. He does, but he's 15 now. Oh gosh, almost 16, y'all. My heart can't handle him growing up. It really can't. But he's found coping mechanisms that have really helped. He just prefers an audiobook. He loves stories. Now, something that's helped him, I don't know if it's helped others, but something that has helped him with his dyslexia, with reading and actually physically flipping the page of a book, graphic novels. Graphic novels have helped him with his reading comprehension, being able to read a book. And there's something about that boosts your confidence when you reach the last page of a book. You could be an amazing reader, no problems at all, not dyslexic. Just, you could read a book in a day. But you still get that same serotonin boost that everyone else gets that does struggle with reading when you reach that last word on the last page. And so graphic novels have given him that confidence because he's able to finish the book. And a lot of, your young reader books, like all of the classics, have been turned into graphic novels. So he doesn't have to miss out on the story. He's just learned that he probably right now in this time of his life, he's probably just not going to be one to go to the library and pick out just pick out books and be confident with it. He's just gonna have to build up to it. Because my oldest brother, he's dyslexic as well, and he's an avid reader. So I do know that there's hope on the horizon for him. Because my brother, although it takes him a while to read a book, because he's got to read the same page multiple times to make sure he's comprehending and that he read it right the first time. Because remember, dyslexia is a brain processing disorder, right? It's not things just going backwards. You're not reading things backwards. Things are moving. So, like I said, we've painted all his frosting, all the freehand that we're going to do. We're going to go back in with light buttermilk. I keep calling it buttercream because this is supposed to look like buttercream icing. It's light buttermilk paint. And we're going to go in and we're going to go whoop and give him 2 little eyeballs. And we are going to go down to his gumdrop buttons. And we're going to do, we need more paint. I don't find out until I did. Shaylin said she didn't find out that she was dyslexic until she was done with school. See, I'm very thankful that we found out when he was we assumed in kindergarten, okay? When they start learning to read, we assumed. But they wouldn't test him until he was older. And so when we just assumed we were right, and we just carried on with dyslexia protocol at home. And with his teachers were on board every year. His teachers were on board with helping him. His his first grade teacher, Miss Lee. Oh my goodness, she was amazing. Miss Lee was she was very on fire that year. You could just tell she was just an on fire teacher. Like, she was out to help her kids no matter what it cost her in time, no matter how much extra work she was going to have to do. She's the one that approached me because I was told that, we couldn't get him help until he reached a certain age, if that was the problem. So I just took that as, okay, well, then we just have to wait. Miss Lee did not. She was like, I've noticed he's having some trouble. Why don't we try to she fought for him. She taught me how to fight for him. Like, we were such a good team. And so after having her as a first grade teacher, she taught me how to fight for him, so that whenever we moved to second grade, I knew what to do as a parent and knew what to expect out of a teacher when it came to helping him. And so from then on, that foundation set up. He is now just an on fire student. He truly does love school. Sorry about my coffee slurping. I was like, it gets me fired up just talking about it. All right, so we are finished. I'll give you a full overview of our gingerbread man now. We're pretty much finished with coats 1, okay? Remember, we need to do a second coat on all the things, and we're going to do that, but we need to blow dry, okay? Wet paint moves wet paint. And so if we were to go on, all of these have wet paint on them. They're different degrees of wet paint, but they're all still wet. So what we need to do is we need to completely dry everything that's wet. I'm going to use my Heat It tool that my friend Jerry sent me. It dries quietly. It dries just as fast as a blow dryer, but it's quiet. That's what kids need. Okay, so Shaylin says, bless her. Absolutely. Bless her and give her a raise, right? That's what kids need, is someone who knows and fights for them and to help them succeed. And she what? And you know what? I don't think she's teaching anymore. She and I have we go to church together. In fact, does she go to our church? I know at our old church, we went to church together. I swear I've seen her at my new church. I still call it my new church. We've been there for 3 years. But I swear I've seen her, but it was also on a special day. So she could have been visiting, but I'm going to say, because we're all the body of Christ, right? Like, all churches put together, we're all the body of Christ. So we go to church together. I'm just going to say that. Okay. We go to church together. She, and if I'm right, from the last time that she and I talked, I don't think she had babies. And so the first year that she went on sabbatical for having her first baby, I don't think she came back. If she did, she came back for a little bit, but I don't think she came back, because she's had babies since then. And I'm excited for her, but I'm also like, man, we lost a good one. We lost a real good one. So I'm hoping one day she comes back. She comes back and she's just as on fire as she was. I loved Miss Lee. I loved her so much. This is turning out so cute, isn't it, Beverly? Isn't it? It's turned out super duper cute. He really does make me happy. So like I said, I'm not going to be super persnickety about going over these lines perfectly. I did a really good first coat. I'm just evening out my brush strokes. That's all I'm doing here. Okay. And that second coat is exactly what it needed. Like I said, wet paint moves wet paint. So you don't want to just go over that brush stroke before you dried it, because all it's going to do is pull that first coat that you did, and it's going to streak, and it's just going to look really bad. Okay, so his smile. And I will say, every year since, we have not had a bad teacher for my son yet. I mean, not to say that we've had one for Raylyn either, but Raylyn is a fighter, man. Hayden knew he struggled. Like, Hayden, he did not pull the wool over his eyes. He was very aware that he struggled. Raylyn lives in the dark. And I loved how her brain just protects her from that. Hayden was very realistic. He knew that he struggled and that straight A's probably were not going to come easily to him, which that was my story. I made good grades, but man, I was the kid that stayed up late studying. Good grades did not come natural. It was a lot of hard work. And now I get it. Now I get it with all the. Okay, so there's our second coat on the frosting. Let's do our second coat on the eyeballs. Remember, polka dot dauber. You're going to do your best to get centered on that original polka dot. And then we're going to go right over. See how they just kind of brighten up? That second coat, all it does is just add better coverage. It's not necessarily changing anything. It's just adding opacity. Okay, there we go. Now, there's our gingerbread man. He is just one step away from being finished. I'm going to add a little bit of shading on him just to make him look a little 3D. Don't you fall on me, Mr. Gingerbread Man. I'm going to go ahead and do his eyeballs since we have this already prepped and ready to go. I think my buttons need a quick dry on this one. Let's see. Shaylin says, all my kids have it too. Makes work take. Hold on, my screen's way too far away from me. It makes work take a little longer. Okay, I get what you're saying. It makes work take a little longer for them, but it's still possible. Yeah, no, it's still possible. He struggles, but like I said, he's over the last 10 years of him being in school, a little over 10 years of him being in school, he's come up with coping mechanisms that help him, whether they're accommodations or not. And that's something I wanted for him. I didn't want him living off of accommodations. I always had the mindset that yes, while you're in school and while you're learning and creating good study habits and learning what the world is going to expect of you, yes, lean on your accommodations, but we're going to wean you off your accommodations too, because although the law allows for you to have your accommodations, the world will not. And so no workplace is really going to give you the benefit of your accommodations if they can hire somebody that doesn't need them, right? So I've always, hold on, my phone, my camera stand got wonky on me. So I've always told him, I was like, look, we are going to wean ourselves off of this, okay? And when I say ourselves, I had to do it for myself too, because it made it easier for me to help him if he had his accommodations. So at home, we don't use the accommodations. At school, he gets them, but at home, he has to work without them because he's given the luxury of time at home. He has all night to work on something. And that's only to give him practice of working without them. Let's see. So this gingerbread man, okay, so my gingerbread men are my centerpieces of the vision in my head. Like I said, it's a rustic Candyland Christmas, right? Because I love the Candyland theme. If you've gone through Hobby Lobby, all the candy Christmas. That's what I consider Candyland Christmas. It's all the pinks and pastel blues, and it's just a pretty color scheme. But I love peppermints too. And I decorate with candy canes and peppermints. And so I need these two to live in a world together. So I'm creating my own little color scheme, my own little vision. And these are going to be a rustic candy lamp. Oh no, look what I did. Y'all, look what I did. Look what I did. Look at that. My arm went through it. So let's get a baby wipe. Let's clean that up. Because this background is not straight from the bottle. It's not going to be easy to touch up. So we need to clean this up now while we see it. And all we're doing is we're just taking our finger, wrapping it in a baby wipe. And just kind of carefully. Here we go. Better. Much better. Okay. Put our baby wipe there because I feel like we're going to need it again. Always make the end if I make it. Well, this ain't. Well, hey, look, you got a good minute to hang out with us because we're not done yet. We still have one more to do a second coat on, and then we're going to do some shading. We're just now getting to the last little bit on his face. And then we have one more to do our second coat. So we are doing 3 of these guys. We're doing 3 of these guys. So he's done, except for some shading. Okay, and this is gingerbread number 3. You see, Tammy says, "Oh man, I'm at work and can't watch right now." You too, Tammy. Hey, just put the word gingerbread down in the comments, and when you come back, you'll have the live, and you'll have all the information that we talk about today too. Just put the word gingerbread down in the comments. And like I said, the word gingerbread or gingerbread man, doesn't matter which one, it will get you all the information that we talked about today. Where to find the blank, information on the paint studio, the full color list, all the things. All the things. Juanella, you haven't missed it. In fact, I didn't show this. I pre-painted this because this is a paint studio. This is a paint studio tutorial. So I didn't show this. This is actually a paint studio design that I decided it was originally. We painted it, you, me, and the rest of the paint studio family. We painted it as a door hanger attachment. We made it little. And last year. And I decided these were going to be big pieces. They're going to be big pieces of a big display that I'm going to use. So all I did was I blew them up to door hanger size. So if you want, after I get done going live, I'll come back into the paint studio and I'll tag you in the most recent gingerbread tutorial, because we've done it 2 or 3 times. It's a fan favorite. I almost didn't do the background. I almost just left him base coated. But I was like, he just looked flat. I did take a picture though of him flat and gingerbreadized. All his gingerbread texture. Just to show how it really comes to life doing that technique. You're welcome. That's an easy request to answer. All right, there we go. Everything's second coated except for all the polka dot daubs. So we're going to take our polka dot daubers. We're going to center them as best as we can. That's the last set of eyes that we're going to have to do. It's the last green button we're going to have to do. Well, let's center that a little better. It's the last green button. Last pink button. And the last yellow button. There we go. Now, all of those can either be wrapped up in a baby wipe if you're going to get to the sink pretty quickly after you're done painting, or you can throw them in the paint water, or you can throw them in a Ziploc bag. All of that will keep them wet long enough for you to be able to finish painting without having to stop what you're doing, go to the sink, dry everything off before the paint dries inside your polka dot dauber. All right, so do we want to shade? Do we want to put a little bit of shading on him? Or do we want to just leave them flat? Shade or leave them alone? Chrissy says yes. Because he's a bigger piece, we're gonna use a bigger brush. Usually I use my 1/4 inch brush, but we're gonna use a bigger brush for this bigger piece, especially since he doesn't have a whole lot going on. The shading will also help his texture pop. I think we're pretty much dry. I'm going to set him off to the side. I'm going to pick up the one that I painted first. I'm going to make sure, I know right here is still wet on his little foot. On his little foot is still wet. I love this little camera. It is one of my favorite things I've bought for myself. It makes being able to zoom in and focus and get y'all a little closer to what I'm working on. And it lights up really well. I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's grab, you want at least a 1/2 inch angle brush. I think I have a 3/4 here, and we're going to make that work. It's a 3/4 is a little big, but in retrospect, it's going to show you. Yeah, that's going to be really good. That's going to be really good. Let me find my parchment paper or wax paper. It's right here. All right. So I've used this on a project before. It's not going to hurt it to use it again. It's not all used up. Let me see what color I want to use. What brown do I want to use? I know I don't want to use milk chocolate because here's milk chocolate. It's not much of a color difference at all. So we want to go darker than milk chocolate. And my go-to is normally raw umber. And I think that's what we're going to do. Sometimes I have to mix them together. Oh, yeah. That's going to be good. There we go. So I'm going to grab my water bottle. This is my spritzer. It's one of my favorite things that I craft with. I'm going to start at the bottom. Can y'all see the bottom? I'm going to spritz just the leg. And I'm just going to go around town. It's okay if it gets on the buttercream icing. I'm just sweeping this color around the edges. It almost makes him look like he's got a little bit of a golden brown. Like he just got pulled out of the oven and he's nice and toasty on the edges. Okay, and I'm just gonna work my way around. Y'all can really see that in the camera. He's looking nice and toasty on the edges. I like it already. Okay. I'm going to move all of my things off of the paint table because they're going to get in my way. Okay. I need to be able to rotate him around. Now we're going to go around the bottom of his leg. Just a couple of little drops of water. I'm going to stay on the toe of my brush, which is the long end of my angle brush. Okay, fade that into the where I stopped. There we go. Oh no! This is what happens whenever things aren't completely dry. Get a baby wipe. That's okay. We can just baby wipe it up. There we go. Clean that up. I'm going to clean my brush. We're going to blow dry that because we know it's not dry. That should be good. We're going to spritz it. Like I said, we're not trying to keep it perfect, and we're not trying to get like a noticeable, distinct line. We just want that color to fade in to this color. It's going to make this look brighter now. His body look brighter. The edge is going to make him look real nice and golden crisp. He's going to look like he just got pulled right out of the oven. Let's see. We're going to boop, boop, boop. So all I did was I spritzed about this much of his body because I know that's about as far as I'll be able to get before my water disappears. My water is going to soak into the wood. It's going to evaporate because this is such a fine mist. It's a fine mist spray. This is not your typical water sprayer from the dollar store or, you know, from the cleaning section of Walmart. This is a fine mist, okay? Some people find them at the hair salon supply place because that's one industry that uses them. You can find these in the fine arts department of Hobby Lobby. I haven't seen them at Michael's, but I have seen them at Hobby Lobby. Okay, you can get them on Amazon. I normally purchase really small ones on Amazon for all of my craft retreats because we do shading projects at all my retreats. Okay, like I said, we're not doing a huge, we're just adding a little bit of dimension, okay? After this, he's completely painted. He's completely painted. Probably going to need to add a little bit more raw umber to my palette. See, that wasn't dry. Just taking my baby wipe and wiping up the There we go. And since we know it's not dry, we're going to dry it, which means we're going to have to spritz it again. Yep, see, it's still not dry. That should be good. That should be good. Oh, see, look, I've got a little bit in my brush, so I'm going to take my baby wipe. I'm not going to submerge it in the water. I usually do. I usually clean it completely in the water, but I'm not going to do that because this is a simple technique. We're not switching colors a lot here. Oh, we got to spritz it. Remember, this helps the paint flow a little better. Makes it glide. There we go. I love this spritzer. It makes shading a lot easier, especially this technique of shading. see, let's get you over the head, because that's our next step. We're going to do his head. Okay. Now oh, that's not, see how, that's how you know it's not wet. Because your paint just kind of stops. It doesn't flow. See, once you get it wet again, it starts to flow. Then you can kind of connect it. Gosh, he's just looking so cute. And the shading is just, it's making him pop. Isn't he cute, Grace? I mean, he's going to be adorable on my front door. He's going to be, just wait till we add a bow. We're about to add bows. We're going to strategically add bows to make it look like a boy. We have 3 of them. So, okay, so here's our next thing. We need to vote. Do we want 2 girls or 2 boys? Because we have an odd number. We have an odd number. Now, you may need to know that there's going to be at least 4 gingerbread men at my front door, okay? No. These are my cookies. My gingerbread man cookies. But I've got a 4th man in the fire over there. And I'll go grab him in just a second after I get this one shaded, because he needs to dry before I move on to the next one. All right, so there we go. Let's tighten in his waist just a little bit. Let's make him a real thin. Okay, there we go. All right, let me go grab the 4th gingerbread man while he's drying. Y'all, look how cute. He is adorable. Now, you could also do some shading behind his frosting. I'm not going to. He is adorable as is. I love him. Oh, here he is. I got him halfway. He was by the door. So here's my actual door hanger. Okay, so we did this in the paint studio, I think last month. I think this was 2 months ago. This was 2 months ago. Look how cute. He's in a cupcake, got a little gumdrop and the peppermint. See, this is what inspired my Candyland thing, right? Like, I needed it to be red friendly. Okay, I needed him to be red friendly. So he's going to be the companion for that door hanger. So these are not door hangers. They are door hanger size, but they are not door hangers, right? Now, you could totally make you one and make it a door hanger. Like, you would just drill 2 holes right here and put you some twine or some wire with some really cute beads. But we're not doing that today. All right, so that's number 1. So have we voted 2 boys or 2 girls? Girls are better than boys. 2 girls, Christy. You don't need that many. Send me one. She's like, you're doing too much. That's what the kids tell me at school. That's what my son tells me every once in a while. You're doing too much. I'm like, you shut your mouth. You just have an extra mama. Okay, rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. We're going to do at least 2 of these guys shaded. He didn't take but 5 minutes to shade, so I say we shade all 3 of them live just to get them done. All right, we're going to start at the toe again. So remember, if you're just now hopping on, we're making 3 gingerbread men today. These things have been hanging out in my paint stash for 2 years. I've made many versions with the paint studio before as a porch cleaner attachment or interchangeable door hanger attachment. And I need to go get him out of storage. It was a year ago that we made him. And he can be my porch cleaner. So there may be 5. We may have 5. Oh, Miss Pam, I might be doing too much. I might be. But you know what? They make me happy. They make me happy. So yes, so if you're wondering where the template is, the template is locked up. It is locked up over in the paint studio. This was one of their designs last year. We did a whole gingerbread theme, and they called me out on it this year. We did another gingerbread theme, but I wanted them to be able to have options. They loved painting the gingerbread last year, and so I was like, you know what? Let me give them more so that they can mix and match. And look what I'm doing. I'm pulling something from last year's designs, the Gingerbread Man, and I gave them this cupcake gingerbread man that I just showed you as a door hanger 2 months ago. And so they're able to mix and match and make more sets than one. Like Miss Bonnie, she takes the designs that we create every month as our decor set. So we do a garland, an attachment, and a door hanger every month. And in December, we're revamping the studio, so it's getting a complete makeover. We're going to be handling things a little differently, and I can't tell you what because it's going to be a surprise next month. I'm so excited. I can't wait to tell them what all is there's going to be some changes, but they're all good changes. They're going to be changes that nobody's upset about. I promise. Maybe me because it does put a little bit more work on me, but it's my idea, so can I really be mad at it? No. It makes me happy to give them more. But now they can take bits and pieces from both sets, mix and match them up as much as possible, and create endless designs, right? I gotta leave for a few. Oh, Miss Pam. I'm sad about you leaving, but I'm also sad that you're having to leave for a funeral. That makes me sad. Let's see. Hold on one second. I'm gonna say, oh, Miss Bonnie. Miss Bonnie. Over at Whimsical Art Painting Party. She holds a paint party, I think once a week. And it's a group of ladies that show up, and they pick a decor set. They paint a decor set throughout the month, and all she does is she just takes the designs that okay. I think y'all let me know that we have sound. My mama just called. I'm popular today. Are we good? Do we have sound? I wish there was a way for me to turn that off. I've gone airplane mode and people still are able to call in. Okay, I'm back. Good. Okay. Gosh, what was I was talking about Miss Bonnie? Oh, yeah, she gives them an option of painting one set, and it's the exact set, like the entire set. She says, this is the set I have. You can paint this, or they get to pick whatever set from whatever month that we've painted, and they just paint. That she just, she gives them tips and tricks on how to make it nice. And then whenever I designed this set, the one from a couple months ago, I was like, it's going to be fun because now she can say, well, if you don't like that gingerbread man, what about this gingerbread cookie? They all coordinate. Like, I was just so excited about that option that they would all coordinate. They'd get to practice our gingerbread technique easily, but not have to paint the same thing over and over and over and over again. I need more paint. Let's see. In just a second, I'm going to call my mama back. I told her I'd call her right back. So y'all might, y'all might get it. I don't know. Y'all be careful. She's liable to say anything. anything. She's 80. She's reached that point in life that she's like, you know what? They can't stop me. She says anything. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to let him dry. Okay. I saw something slipping. Had to go. It was over in the living room. I had to go stop it. All right. So do y'all mind if I call my mom back real quick while he dries? There we go. We can paint and talk to her at the same time. All right. So there's that one. Let's see. Let's pull this one. Hey, I'm still live. So what?
Oh, well, I was just checking to see if y'all were still going to come over today.
Absolutely.
Well, I just didn't know what time you had planned.
Oh, it'd be later on. I mean, it'd be closer to dinner time.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's all I was just trying to find out. And so, of course, I bought some lunch meat stuff yesterday, but I still need to maybe get some bread or pick up something else just to, because whatever we have for supper is going to be stuff, okay?
No, hey, I'm good. You know, I'm good with sandwiches.
Well,
you know,
okay. Well,
I'm easy.
Pick up a couple of pizzas and, just to put for the kids and anybody else who put them on the sandwich.
Well, whatever you need me to pick up too, you let me know. Just send me a grocery list and I'll pick it up too. I'll have time.
Well, like I said, go ahead. If you're going to be at any time where you maybe pick up some chips, do some chips.
I can do that. You need me to pick up some drinks?
I just to say maybe some drinks. Yeah, I got tea made.
I know you've got tea made.
But that don't mean it lasts. So.
Okay. Well, I'll pick up some chips and I'll pick up some drinks. Have you talked to Aunt Moni? Because I haven't. I was going to text her as soon as.
She's right here. Yeah, not talk to her.
Okay. Well, put me on speaker. Put me on speaker.
I'm on speaker.
Ma'am, you have plans tonight. I don't know if you knew it, but you have plans tonight. We're going to play some cards and talk some trash.
What time is these plans?
Dinner time?
Well, it's 5 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Oh, no, we'll be out before then. Mid-afternoon. We'll get there mid-afternoon through dinner.
Well, right now we're in leaving Benton going to Mosier, so we went and voted.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to stop at Walmart. So that's one reason why I was checking with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, you're good. I'll pick up chips. I'll pick up drinks, and then we'll be out there some mid-afternoon.
Okay.
All right. I love you.
Love you too, darling.
Love you too. Bye. Okay. Sorry. I have been wanting to play games. I've been wanting to play. There's certain games that we play in our family, and we play traditional card games. Like, we don't break out board games. I mean, we will, but we play games, and we're serious. They're cute. Chrissy says they're cute. I'm telling you. I mean, she was kind of that way before she hit 80, but when she officially hit 80, you couldn't tell her anything. You could not tell her, Mama, that you can't say that. Well, why not? Mama, you can't say that. Layer on that she's an old country woman, like, she goes, well, why not? I love her. I've been wanting to play some games, and the last time we went out to Houston, we have family out in Houston. It's a tradition. We go out there, we play games. We'll play games till 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, we didn't this last time, and it bothered me. It bothered me. It bothered my cousin Christy. It bothered her husband Anthony. Like, it bothered us. And, we didn't want to say anything because it was a family reunion. There were a lot of moving parts, and we knew everybody was super tired. But we felt a little slighted. So I told Mama, I was like, man, I just want to play some cards. And she's about to go out of town for She says 2 weeks. It's going to be a month. Don't let her lie to you. She's going to be gone for a whole month. She's going to go visit her sister, and she's going to stay as long as her sister's going to let her stay. And she's going to be gone through Thanksgiving, so I won't be able to see her on Thanksgiving, which I don't normally go to her house on Thanksgiving anyways. But what if I wanted to this year? You never know. What if I wanted to? Sounds like your family, Christy. So she and I were talking the other day. I wanted to teach my friends a dice game that she taught me when I was a little girl. It's called Greed. I don't remember what actual store-bought game it's similar to. Maybe Frackle or something like that. I don't know. It's a points game, and you roll the dice, and ones and fives are your points. And if you roll a 5, it's 50 points. If you roll a 1, it's a 100. But you have to get up to 500 to get on the board. So you roll until you get to 500. And if you get to 500, you can be greedy and keep going. Or you can stop and say, I'm good. I'll get on the board and I'll just take my 500. Well, in our family, we tend to keep going. So it was one of those games. There's a whole lot more rules to it, but we love that game. And I haven't played that one in a long time. We've been playing a lot of card games lately when we do get together. So if you notice, I'm just spritzing and painting, okay? It's rinse and repeat. There's no new technique that I'm incorporating here. I'm just making sure that the toe of my brush is what's sweeping across the edge. I'm keeping the back end, the heel of my brush, bone dry from paint. Now, it is wet from water, but it is bone dry from paint. There's no paint on the back end of my brush. So this paint is perfectly blending in to my actual base coat color. And because we're painting this darker on the edges, it's going to brighten up everything else. It's going to make him look like he's glowing almost. All right, there we go. He is all shaded up, all 3 of them. We are done painting. We can seal him, which I do recommend. Okay, I do recommend. I don't know. Normally, I would spray seal something this big. I think we're going to brush seal all 3 of these. They're really cute. So Aunt Moni. Okay, so there were 2 people in the car. They were driving. They just went and voted. I'm going to have to ask them what we're voting on because I didn't realize there was something to vote on. So now they always early vote. They are avid early voters. All right, so I've got my seal tray. I have the same tray for every time I've ever sealed this year. And it's still going good. Like, it's still going strong. I'm going to use my Liquitex gloss. It could be gloss or high gloss. It doesn't matter. It's all the same to me. And I'm going to need a good bit. So I'm going to put a good bit. I like to put it at an angle because I use these trays. And I like it to stay pulled in one angle. I'm going to pull out a nice wide brush. The wider the better whenever you have a big piece like this. And I'm going to work in one section. Okay. I like to work in one section to make sure. I just realized this was an etched plank. I etched it, so I etched mine very lightly, almost barely there. So I'm looking at it now, and I can see the little squigglies. Oh, well, whatever. It did not hurt us to go over a refresher of how to use a template. It's been a while since I've done one of those. So if you're just now hopping on, let me recap while we're sealing, okay? We went over how to put together a template. I had one printed, and we put one together. Put one together. And then we transferred his face and his squigglies, his little icing squigglies. We transferred those via carbon paper or graphite paper, whichever one you have. They're the same. All right, we're going to blow dry this, and since he's already on the workspace, it dries really quick. Now you did not see, if you're wondering how did I get this background, this is a tutorial that I've taught many times over in the paint studio. So I did not paint this live, okay? The background was not painted live, okay? That is a paint studio perk. There's certain techniques that I've only taught in the paint studio, and gingerbread is one of the most popular ones, and it is something that we've taught multiple times. So, but I did show you how to paint the gumdrop buttons, how to paint the icing, and to transfer them, even if your template doesn't line up with your blank. And we shaded to make him look like he just came out of the oven. And now we're sealing. So we're about to do our second coat of sealer. I always do 2 coats. I normally do a north and south and east and west, but he's kind of a funky shape, so I'm just going to paint him in sections. And then after I get done, I'm going to call my mom back. Y'all don't let me forget to call my mom back. Okay. She's probably wanting to talk about Thanksgiving. Probably just bored and wants something to do. She can go to the grocery store with me if she wants to. She's probably already been to the grocery. She's one that will go at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning. I try to avoid a grocery store on Saturday, but I will go for Mama. Okay. Okay, there we go. Like I said, 2 coats. And like I said, okay, so Christy said 2 girls. I have three gingerbread men. I want a boy and a girl, but I have 3, so I have the opportunity to do 2 of 1. Okay, so either 2 girls or 2 boys. Man, they brightened up so much after I put a sealer on. They look good. Y'all looking like sharp dressed men over here. Sharp dressed gingerbread men. Need some more sealer. So what are y'all doing today? Here, live, if you're catching the live, it's Saturday. But if you're catching the replay, what are you doing? What day is it? And what are you doing? What are you up to? What shenanigans are on your agenda today? Painting was one, and we're about to knock that out and cross it off the list because I'm excited. These dudes are 2 years old and they're finally going to be living their best life as part of my front porch decor this year for Christmas. They're going to be front and center. All right. Oh no, let's just. If you didn't, well, you probably didn't see that. I just smeared his face, his smile, but I was able to fix it without a baby wipe. I just kind of like floated it in to the background. You won't even notice. There we go. Okay, there's coat number 1. Let's blow dry it. I'm painting big ornaments, then going to a friend's. Then going to do a friend's hair. Oh, I was about to go. I was like, how are you going to go to her hair? You're going to go do her hair. Shaylin says, painting for fun. Finish painting the garage, then decorating for Thanksgiving. Okay, so, you decorate for Thanksgiving. What do you do, Shaylin? How do you decorate for Thanksgiving? Because I just skip right over Thanksgiving. I am going to decorate my mantle. But the tree is going up tonight. Tonight the tree goes up. All my friends are in shock that my tree's not already up. My tree is normally up after the kids go to bed after trick-or-treating. But this year, trick-or-treating killed me. I died and came back to life the next day. I fell asleep on the couch Halloween night. I woke up the next morning still on the couch. I died. It was a horrible, horrible, slow, painful death that night. It was just really cold. It was super cold. And we were determined. We were determined to have a good time. And we did. We had a blast. It's just once the sun went down, it was super cold. All right, coat number 2. Like I said, if it goes outside, it gets 2 coats. And it's going outside. And it's going outside during extreme weather. So definitely getting 2 coats. Okay, just making sure I get his belly nice and good. All right, so do you decorate with turkeys? Do you just have like a nice fall scheme, like leaves and how do you decorate for the? I am very curious because that's not what I might put a turkey door hanger on my door if I'm not quite ready to decorate for Christmas. And I don't normally decorate outside for Christmas until closer to Thanksgiving. And I only do my front porch. I do my front porch and I outline my front flower bed with lights. I don't go super crazy with decorations, but I do decorate my front porch. And sometimes I mix it up. Last year it was all Grinch stuff. It was all Grinch and Grinchy colors. But this year we're going rustic Candyland. And like I said, that's just something that I've kind of dreamt up in my head. It's just something I made up because I want both gingerbread men and I want peppermints to live in the same place and them not clash. And all the Candyland stuff that you find in the store is pink and pastel blue heavy. And there's not a whole lot of red in it. And I feel like it's just going to look weird if I have all those pastel colors and bright Christmas red. So I was like, you know what? I can create this all on my own and it'll look good. I just have to have, and I did. I found that inspiration piece at the home. It was at home, the at home store. And I was like, that's it. That's the inspiration. And I took a picture of it and I was like, that's when I confuse myself on what I want, I'm going to look back at this picture and I'm like, nope, it can't sit next to this and not look weird. So it doesn't get to go. It gets booted off the island. So it's going to be a lot of gingerbread men, a lot of candy cane, and I'll show you a design that fits perfectly in this scheme. Okay, in just a second. Once the first coat of this goes on, while it's drying, I'll show you. I have a door hanger that we painted in the paint studio 2 months ago that's going to be the door hanger and centerpiece. So the door hanger, the garland, the porcelainer attachment, all the things that went with this, just the core set, will perfectly match my theme. So this right here, this is my color scheme. I haven't decided if I'm going to add a blue. That's my only thing. Should I add a blue and what blue? So here we go. So isn't he cute? He's just propped up in a little cupcake with a gumdrop and a peppermint and a candy cane. He's just so cute. He makes me happy. Okay, so Shaylin says we have a decor turkey, thankful decor, fall color leaves, grateful pump. Oh, that sounds precious. That sounds precious. So you just go fall with little sprinkles of Thanksgiving. So like, okay, it reminds me of, I always, everything gets referred back to elementary school because it was one of the happiest times in my life. I loved elementary school. So in like second grade, we did this full Thanksgiving feast. We had to create, and it was all art projects. We had a full Thanksgiving feast that we created with art projects. And most of them are your typical fall Thanksgiving things. But it's so I wish I still had some of them. They were really cool concepts. We had a cornucopia that we had to make. We did. Have you ever done the popcorn tissue where you take little squares of tissue paper, different color tissue paper, and you have the back of a pencil and you squish it on the pencil and you individually place? It was diamond art before diamond art was diamond art. It was like the paper version of diamond art or diamond painting. It was paper, tissue, popcorn painting. That was one of my favorite things to do as a kid. And then I would get halfway through the project and I'm like, I'm so over this. That's why that alone, every time I think of doing diamond painting, I remember every popcorn tissue paper project that I've ever done in my life. And I remind myself, no, you're not built for that. You don't have that kind of patience. Don't buy the diamond painting things. Like that's my, I got gifted a diamond painting for Christmas one year from one of my closest friends. And I treasure that thing because I know how much time went into it. I was like, you know what? That's dedication right there. She spent some time on this. All right, I just need a couple more drops for his face. Everything else, all the other second coats have air dried. So I cannot believe my grandmother's heading into the city. Normally, if she needs to go to the grocery store, she just goes to the Brookshires right down the road from her. But she is going to town, y'all. Oh, wait. She didn't answer that. She went to early vote, which means she had to pass town. She's coming from Benton to Bossier to go back to Houghton. Okay, so Carlene says, I have a cornucopia, pilgrims, Indians, turkeys, pumpkins, and fall leaves. Someone needs to come up with a decorating idea for Thanksgiving and Christmas together. So we call that Thankmas. It's called Thankmas in my house because that's pretty much what we have Christmas. Okay, so November 1st, y'all, if y'all didn't know, this is how it goes. Okay, November 1st, it's Christmas season. Okay, the tree comes up. I don't decorate my tree yet, though. I put the ribbon, the garland. We don't do ornaments yet. We do ornaments on December 1st. It's a tradition in my house. On December 1st, we decorate with ornaments, okay? I just like having the serotonin boost of the lights early. So on November 1st, we put the tree up. And I decorate it with ribbon, garland, all the extra stuff. And the kids come in on December 1st and decorate it with ornaments, okay? Okay. So we go all November in Christmas season, okay? And then we take a small snippet. We take a break, Thanksgiving week, and we celebrate Thanksgiving, okay? Tree's still up, and that's when I decorate. If it's not already decorated, that's when I decorate my front porch. It's Thanksgiving week, okay? So we have time to build all the things around this, right? And then after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, it goes straight back into Christmas season. And it rolls into Christmas season through Christmas to January 1st. So from November 1st to January 1st, the Wallaces are in Christmas land. So yeah, I agree. We need a Thankmas. We'll do that. Let's do that. Let's do it. And do a turkey body and then add leaves of thanks that, oh, that's so cute. Oh, but you homeschool, don't you? You homeschool your kids. So this is something that you do with your kids. Oh, that's such a fun homeschool idea. That's just a fun idea to do with your kids after school. Like just, at dinner time, like have them adult. That's a good idea, Shaylin. I love diamond painting, but my back does not. I don't love diamond. I love diamond paintings. I don't like doing it. Great idea, but put ornaments up like, yeah, yes. Okay, so Christy, I love my Christmas tree, but I will say that I stress over my ornaments, especially my sentimental ones, because all the old sentimental ones are glass. All my sentimental ones getting smashed. So I like to reduce the time that they're displayed. By not letting them come out till December 1st. And my kids love decorating the tree. Okay, we're going to blow dry this. We love decorating the tree. So I do let them do that after they go to bed. If there's a hole in the tree, I might move a couple of them. Maybe almost all of them. But they're happy with their creation. All right, so I'm just going to do burlap, I think. I might come back in. Ooh. I have some of this. Let's see what I have. I'm just using with what I got over here, okay? I have more Christmassy. Oh man, I wish I had some peppermint. some peppermint. I do over in my studio, but I don't over here. Okay, so I'm just okay. We need three. We need 3 bows, okay? And we're not making massive bows. Yeah, about that. Okay. Okay, so let me measure this back out. Let me show you my madness. I don't measure things out. I kind of eyeball everything. So that's about the size of about a 4-inch bow. So 4, 8. Right there. Y'all just saw how I measure things out. Never, ever super technical. Let me see if I have a ruler over here where I can tell you about how much I measured out on this. Do I have a ruler? I do. I do. Okay. So it's at least 12 inches long. Okay. 12 plus 8. Was that 20 inches? 18 to 20 inches. Okay. They don't have to be perfect. I need 3 of them. So I'm going to cut 3. Okay. I'm going to take some twine. Okay, I'm going to cut these. I don't think I'm going to cut those. I think I have an idea. Okay. I have all right, so I have right here. I don't think I have enough. Maybe I do. Oh, let me see how much I have of this. This I won't need as much. Let me make my bows. Okay, so I'm gonna find half. Okay, I'm gonna find half. Make sure you can see that. Okay, so I'm gonna find. There's the halfway mark. Okay, I'm gonna make a little crease. I'm going to go about 1 inch over the halfway mark. Okay, so here's my halfway mark. Okay, where my finger's at, that's halfway mark. I went over. I'm going to go over again my halfway mark. Okay, so now my halfway mark is still in the middle, and I have about 1 inch of this raw edge over this way and 1 inch of this raw edge over this way. And I'm going to scrunch, 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 scrunch. And I'm going to tie. I'm going to wrap it around a couple times. And I'm going to tie it in the front. No, I'm not. I'm lying. I'm going to tie it in the back. Because we're going to add one more to it. So we're just going to give it a quick little tie. Okay, we're not tying it in a complete knot yet. You can if you want, but I'm not going to. So there's my basic bow. You can stop here, okay? You can put this on as a bow tie or a hair bow. Oh, I bet you can't see that. As a bow tie or a hair bow. I want there to be a little pop of color. So let's add a little pop of color. And when I say a little pop of color, I mean black and white. So we're going to do same thing, just smaller version. We just want it to be in the center, okay? Just a little bit of a pop of color. Yeah, right there. Let me see how much ribbon that took. Let's see. So 18 to 20 inches for the big bow. And we're talking about a little over a foot. You could get away with a foot, a little over a foot for the little bow. So let's cut 3 of those. Remember, I eyeball a good bit of everything. Oh, I'm able to make 4 out of that. All right. So again, we're going to find the center. So we fold it in half, pinch it. This is wired. So I'm going to go a little over the middle, a little over the middle, scrunch it. And now I'm going to tie this in the front. Now, I'll tell you why I'm tying this in the front. Especially for the girl bows. Crap. That didn't scrunch very well. For the girl bows, it's going to add an a little extra. Just going to add a little extra. I'm going to go around and then tie it. There we go. A little extra to the bow because I'm going to fray that out. Watch this. Okay, we're going to fray it out, and it just adds a little extra texture to the bow. Just a little extra. Nothing fancy. Okay, now we're going to straighten everything up. There's our super simple bow that adds just a little pop color. Now you can use any kind of ribbon you want to add. I love the burlap ribbon because it's just a basic. It's easy to work with. It's easy to find. I get mine at not Dollar Tree, Walmart. You can get it at Hobby Lobby too, over in the floral section. And there's my bow. So let me show you what it's like to make a girl. We're going to take our staple gun. You could also use your Ryobi hot glue tool. And I'm just going to staple that on her head. There we go. Isn't she cute? Oh, she's so stinking adorable. Remember, we got to vote. Are we having 2 girls or 2 boys? We got triplets here. Is it 2 girls or 2 boys? Christy said girls. We need 2 girls. Now, who says different? All right, again, we're going to find the center. There's my center. Go about an inch over. Go about an inch over. Scrunch, 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 scrunch. Lay my twine over. And we're going to tie in the back, because I want the free edge to be in the front whenever I add my extra bow. Okay, there we go. I'm going to batch create these because they're all going to be the same. All right, so there's my center right there. Cross it over. Cross it over. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. The easiest bow that you can ever make. And then you just tie a simple, like the first step of tying your shoe. You don't have to tie a full-on knot yet, especially if you're adding extra ribbon. Okay. Find the center, cross it over, scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Make sure they're about even. Okay. There we go. And this is where we tie it in a knot, full box knot. Okay. And if it's not perfectly center, all you do is you just kind of tug until they're even. There we go. Fluff it up. We're going to trim these to be a little shorter, and then we're going to fray them out. Just pulling the threads of this apart. Dana's like, are you seriously live? She's alive. I'm here. I promise. I know, it's weird. It's Saturday, right? I don't normally go live on Saturday. It was just quiet in the house. And I've been painting, and I was like, why am I painting by myself? I should be painting with my friends. So I finished up the backgrounds on my Gingerbread Man, and I was like, hey, let's go live. All right, so here's where we can make him a bow tie, okay? So just make sure his little face is showing, okay? I know there's a glare, and so you don't see his face, but it's showing. It's showing enough. That's all that matters. There we go. At a paint party, I normally say loud noise. And I start stapling. I don't normally put 4, but I knew his bow was going to be floppy. So there's his bow. Look at his little bow tie. So there's a boy. And there's a girl. So there's our girl. There's our boy. Oh, we got to straighten out his bow. There we go. And I do have some stuff that we can put a Papa Red if we really wanted to. Okay, so nobody's answering. Are we going to have 2 boys or 2 girls? 2 girls or 2 boys? Romo, you're going to have to wait for a second. We are on the tail end of being finished. I think I'm going to do 2 girls because Chrissy already said girls. And I think I want to have, I know, Christy, I know. Okay, well, okay. Carlene just seconded it. She said girls. Definitely girls. And that way, there we go. 3rd girl. There we go. So we are going to do 2 girls. And I'm going to show you why I kind of want to do girls. I kind of want to have 2 girls. Just got home to see the end. Hey, Anna, we made gingerbread men and girls. And now we're adding a bow. And I'm going to show y'all why the 2 girls is a great idea. 2 boys would have been a good idea too. We have 3, so we had the opportunity to do boys and girls. But I want to show y'all why I want to do 2 girls. Trim that off. Fray it out. Remember, we're just fraying it out to add texture to our bow. There's different ways that you can add texture. This is one way. Normally people hide this part in the back and trim it real short. I'm like, why? Look at that. Why waste the opportunity? There we go. Especially if you're doing a rustic look to it. That's rustic right there. I like it. But you could also add stuff like this, the mesh tubing. That always adds a nice little texture to it. Beads. I'm going to add probably some of these to them. Probably some of these. Let's add some of these. I always pick, anytime I see something where I feel like it would add, I'm just going to stick them right in between the twine if I can get it. I'll show you all this. I'll only do it to 1. That way I can have a little bit of a Papa Red. Pick these up at the Dollar Tree. They're the frosted ones. But they also had unfrosted ones. Okay. There we go. That adds a little pop of red without it being overpowering. That way it'll kind of add the red. Now, we put the bow on this side of our other girl. We're going to put it on this side. That way they can flank, meaning one can be on one side, one can be on the other, and it won't look funny because their bow it's like they're mirror imaged. All right, loud noise, Romo. All right. There we go. There we go. Look how cute. And look at the red. Look at the little pop of red. I love it. It was bothering me that there wasn't, hold on. I need to do something real quick with her bow. There we go. There we go. All right. It was extra floppy. I had to put had to secure it down a little bit. All right. After I finish live, I'm going to put a picture up later of the finished product of all 3 of them side by side. Here is our girl. Here's our other girl. We painted these practically from start to finish, minus the background because technically I've already painted these in the paint studio. Painted the backgrounds. Aren't they cute? Aren't they cute? Now, Paint Studio, if you're wanting to make one, you have the opportunity to make one from the template because y'all already have the template. It's the only place where my Gingerbread Man template is. It is a paintstudio.com design from last year. But if you would like to order blanks, you can get them from Home Creations. Put the word Gingerbread Man in the comments, and you will get the link to learn more about the paint studio, or find where you can get a blank. Mine is a 22-inch door hanger size, although I'm not using it for a door hanger. I'm using it for just porch decor. And then also, if you would like the entire paint list of how I, all the paint colors that I used here today, put the word gingerbread or gingerbread man down in the comments, and you will also, it'll be at the very end of the list. The paint list is always at the very end. That way you don't have to keep up with all the information as you're watching. Alrighty. Well, until next time, I will see y'all later. Hey, Sheila, you caught me. You must have stayed at the hockey game real late last night if you're just now getting up. I'm going to just scooch these right in there. Like I said, you can hot glue these in, but these are just little picks. I'm just kind of scooting them in to the floral, into the folds of the ribbon. All right. Well, I will talk to y'all later. Until next time. Bye.